In this episode of TruRealm Explores, we are returning to the Gold Rush era. In the Sierra Nevada mountains of California, there is a mining town named Jamestown. Jamestown is a charming town in the heart of the gold country, where you can experience the rich heritage of the California Gold Rush. One of the most iconic landmarks in Jamestown is the National Hotel, which was built in 1859 and is the oldest continuously operating hotel in California. The National Hotel has a fascinating history that spans over 160 years. The hotel was damaged by fire in 1901 and 1927. In the years of Prohibition, the hotel was raided several times by government agents who seized wine and liquor that were illegally distributed in the hotel. Prostitution and gambling were also present in the early years of operation. Some of the notable visitors who stayed at the hotel include Mark Twain, Black Bart, John Wayne, Susan Sarandon, and Clint Eastwood. The National Hotel is not only a historic treasure but also a haunted one. According to legend, there is a friendly ghost named Flo who haunts room number 15. Flo was a young woman who worked as a chambermaid at the hotel in the late 1800s. She fell in love with a handsome gambler who promised to marry her, but he left her heartbroken and pregnant. Flo died of a broken heart in her room, and her spirit never left. Guests and staff have reported seeing her apparition, hearing her footsteps, feeling her presence, and smelling her perfume. If you are looking for a unique and memorable place to stay in Jamestown, you should definitely check out the National Hotel. It offers cozy and elegant rooms with antique furniture and modern amenities. It also has an acclaimed restaurant and bar that serves delicious Mediterranean cuisine and local wines. You can enjoy dining on the vine-covered patio, in the historic dining room, or in the Old West Saloon. About 7 miles south of Jamestown, there is an old settlement called Chinese Camp. Chinese Camp was reportedly founded around 1849 by a group of Englishmen who employed Chinese workers as miners. The town was originally called Camp Washington or Washingtonville, but soon became known as Chinese Camp or Chinese Diggings because of the large number of Chinese immigrants who settled there. At its peak, the town had an estimated population of 5,000 Chinese, making it one of the largest and most influential Chinese settlements in California. Chinese Camp was also the headquarters for several Chinese mining companies and stage lines that operated in the region. The town had a post office, a general store, a school, a hotel, a saloon, a jail, a cemetery, and several temples and shrines. Chinese Camp was a thriving and prosperous town until the 1880s, when anti-Chinese sentiment and legislation forced many Chinese to leave or relocate. The town gradually declined and became a ghost town by the early 20th century. Today, only a few buildings and structures remain, such as the post office, the schoolhouse, and the St. Francis Xavier Catholic Church. The town is also designated as a California Historical Landmark and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The town was also the site of one of the Tong Wars in California, a violent conflict between rival Chinese factions over mining rights and territory. The Tong War of 1854 involved two rival groups of Chinese miners who fought over a mining claim in Tuolumne County. Tongs were associations or societies that provided mutual aid and protection to Chinese immigrants in America. They often had their own rules, rituals, and symbols, and they competed with each other for influence and resources. The Tongs were also involved in various illegal activities, such as gambling, prostitution, and opium trade. In 1854, two Tongs, the Sam Yap and the Yan Wo, had a dispute over a rich gold mine near Chinese Camp. The Sam Yap claimed that they had bought the mine from a white man, but the Yan Wo argued that they had been working there first. The two sides could not reach an agreement, and decided to settle the matter by force. On June 18, 1854, more than 500 Chinese men armed with guns, knives, spears, and shields gathered on a hill near the mine. They were accompanied by gongs and drums, and they wore colorful banners and flags to identify their Tongs. The battle lasted for several hours, and was witnessed by about 2,000 curious spectators, mostly white miners and settlers. The fight was fierce and bloody, and resulted in at least 4 deaths and dozens of injuries. The Tong War of 1854 was one of the first and largest battles among Chinese in America. It attracted a lot of attention from the media and the public, and it sparked a wave of anti-Chinese sentiment and violence. The Tong War also exposed the harsh conditions and discrimination that Chinese immigrants faced in the Gold Rush society. The Old Wild West still has more stories to be told. Find out more in future episodes of TruRealm Explores.